Righto, Steve. Here's your board setup. It's undergoing a bit of trial at the moment. Just got a couple of lithium batteries of mine plugged into it to give it a bit of life, and let's have a look at what we've got. So here's the main board with the inverter and the 240 supply. So it's turned off at the moment, but in here is 3 safety switches. So you've got these 2 guys here are power out, and they're labelled there protected power and protected aircon, and the one red sticker there says shore power. So this guy here is the one where shore power is going to connect in on the bottom, so you need to get your Sparky to wire into that, and of course he'll put an earth on there. That's a good reminder for me. I've got to put a main earth cable off of here, so you'll get that when it turns up, and I'll have about a metre or 2 of main earth wire coming off the main earth stud, and you'll have to screw that to your chassis / frame somewhere. Okay, board number 2. So we've got the smart DC-DC charger, and it's fed from these 2 breakers here. I've got to put the cover and do labels, etc. for you yet. The one that's switched off, you have a look, is nothing connected in the bottom. It's got positive and negative marked on there. That will come from your alternator. So the negative, I would just run the negative to a good chassis point, and the positive obviously is going to come from your start battery via a circuit breaker up there. And then turn that guy on, obviously, once you've done it. The next one is also to the smart controller, but it's the output setting, or so that's going to be your battery. That's your input, output obviously. So that'll be your alternator. That'll be to your house battery, and that's the circuit breaker there for that. So if it's not in use, you can leave it off if you wish, but they can just stay on if you choose. The next 2 are going to be for the charge controller, and basically I've put the breakers in order of what we've got. So alternator input, output to the battery from the solar controller, and then input from the PV array from your solar panels. So this guy here, that will be the isolator between the charge controller and your battery bank, and this one here, and I've actually got a solar panel connected up, but that'll be on the bottom. It's marked there, positive and negative. So I've just run to a solar panel I've got laying up outside just to see that it will work, and I've programmed these up to suit your battery bank, etc. So this guy here is your low battery disconnect, so low voltage disconnect. So it will shut down when the battery voltage gets too low. It's got Bluetooth in, so you can go in and check settings, etc. So main 24 volts comes in on top. Don't connect anything on there. I've only got monitoring on there, and the black one in behind with the yellow tag on, that is going to the charge controller. So that needs to be there, because you don't want that to turn off when it's low and shut down your charge controllers. Obviously they need to be on that side, but all the loads need to be on the bottom side. And at the moment the only thing connected is this black guy here, which comes down into your 24 to 12 DC converter. So this guy 24 coming in from the lithium bank, and then 12 volts out there to go to your lights, water pump, etc. So just come off of there straight up to your one of those switch blocks or whatever with the fuses in, etc. And your 24 volt outlet off of here to your fridge and so on. Again, you might want to put a fuse between that and the fridge, just for common sense sake. Don't want to burn out your wires. Over here we've got the BMV shunt. So here's your BMV battery monitor here, and at the moment it's showing battery voltage at 27.6, and if we scroll through our settings, we're putting in 2.5 amps into the battery at the moment. 71 amps watts coming off the panel, 0 amp hours used, 100%. So it will start at 100%. You won't know what your actual battery capacity is set at when it arrives. Generally they're about 60 to 70% charged. They're never 100%. So it'll need a good charge up to know that the battery is at 100%, and you'll identify that by the float light being on here from your solar. Or if you've got charger, if you plug into mains, the inverter charger here, the multiplus will turn into the charge light will come on, and you'll start charging your batteries via the inverter off mains. So the shunt here, the main battery connections on the bottom, and all the other negatives come off of here. So the skinny one there is going off to this this switchboard here for your charge controllers, etc. The main one there comes off the top, and that goes into your inverter. There's a sense wire here, that red one, and it goes across, and I'm just sensing the battery voltage as it comes in here on this main lead. So yeah, so this lead here for the BMV, you'll just need to run it through your bus. I've just got to pop a hole through here somewhere for it to feed out, and there'll be a cover over that, obviously, cover over this, of course. And I think they've just about covered it. Well, there we go. Oh, probably the only other thing I need to mention. So off the positive terminal of your battery, you'll have this guy here, this breaker here. Don't operate that without turning off your inverter. So if your inverter's pulling high load, same with the charge controllers, turn all that gear off first before you flick that main breaker is always a smart thing to do. Yeah, so main positive terminal, main negative lead, so they're labelled there black and red accordingly. And hope you have fun installing that. Alright, mate, I'll post this up for you to go and have a look at. Cheers.